Hey.
Guess who was begging me to come to work again today?
Oh, well, who would know more about video games than your 65-year-old dad?
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the most awful sitcoms that aired after the year 2000.
I'm overthinking this. I haven't seen him in 2 years. Maybe he's a different guy. Maybe he's mellowed. You know what? I bet he's changed.
Number 10, Rob.
I got a good one.
Okay.
Oh. 10 people hear a joke, and only 9 of them understand it.
Rob, that's really not funny.
Saturday Night Live is a launching pad for comedians and actors, and Rob Schneider was no exception. Schneider even found some solid success on the big screen in movies like Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, a success he wasn't able to replicate when it came to television. And he even got 2 chances at it within a 3-year period. In 2012, he starred in Rob on CBS, about a man marrying into a Mexican-American family.
They think they can get away with it because I don't understand a word they're saying.
They can, because you don't.
Let's just say that words like second-rate and stereotypes were used in various reviews of the show, and it was canceled after 1 season. Then in 2015, we got 2 seasons of Real Rob on Netflix. That one currently stands at a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's this? The bonus features.
You want me to sign a bootleg Deuce Bigalow bonus features?
Yeah, it's a set.
Number 9, We Are Men.
Sometimes you get the girl, and sometimes don't do it. You get the guys.
A man left at the altar makes friends with a bunch of divorced dudes he meets at his new short-term rental apartment complex. This sounds like a situation ripe for smart comedy or dumb, predictable, bordering on misogynistic humor that could barely be called funny.
And we are 4 exits from Hollywood. Actresses come through here all the time.
Given that We Are Men is on this list, you can probably guess which one it was. In fact, they produced 11 episodes, but the show was so bad, CBS canceled it after only 2 had aired, leaving the other 9 on a shelf somewhere, never to be seen.
Hey, everybody! The bridesmaid just got a little case of cold feet. She'll be back. Let's party!
Number 8, Fred, the show.
Hi, guys, it's Fred! Down, boy, down!
Lucas Cruikshank created the annoyingly voiced character Fred Figglehorn in 2006, and he soon became an online hit. The subsequent Fred YouTube channel even became the first on the platform to reach over 1 million subscribers. This online popularity got him noticed by Nickelodeon, and his own show debuted on the network in 2012.
So, come to this school often? You know, I'm usually not this forward, but you are the most beautiful, elegant, refined, amazing creature I have ever met.
And while the character's popularity did translate to over 3 million viewers for the first episode, that number dropped to 2.4 million for episode 2. While the show has developed a cult following, the overall consensus is harshly negative. Many critics, not just us, called it unfunny, obnoxious, poorly written, and one of the worst TV shows ever.
Wasn't so bad.
Told ya. Feel better.
Number 7, Caveman.
Jamie, don't put the empty waffle box back in the freezer, all right? It gives me the impression that we've actually got waffles. All right.
Have you ever watched a really funny television commercial and thought, hey, that would make for a great television show? Well, that's what someone did back in the aughts, and that's how we got Caveman. Following a series of hysterical Geico commercials featuring the Cavemen, ABC decided to develop a sitcom based on said commercials.
You don't even know these people.
No, I do know these people. They've been oppressing our people for 750,000 years.
Unfortunately, the attempt failed on both levels. It failed to attract many viewers, and it failed to garner much, if any, praise from critics. There are some reviewers who pointed out the wittiness of some of the writing, but overall, that was few and far between. Only 7 of the 13 episodes ever aired in North America. All 13 aired in Australia.
I can tell by your wide-eyed stares and slackened jaws that you've never been taught by a caveman before, so let's go through the basics, shall we?
Number 6, My Big Fat Greek Life.
If you thought the wedding was fun, wait till you see what happens after the honeymoon.
The 2002 film My Big Fat Greek Wedding became one of the highest grossing movies of the year and one of the most profitable of all time. The following year, creator and star Nia Vardalos, along with executive producers Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, attempted to parlay that movie's success to the small screen with My Big Fat Greek Life.
I told my family before we left that we would need time to ourselves.
Oh, thank God.
To put it bluntly, it didn't work. The sitcom had a very strong premiere with viewership numbers over 22 million. However, ratings declined from there and the critics hated it. The series only lasted 7 episodes and has a 0 score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'd like to hear this pretty lady's story.
Pretty? Check out Yanni.
Number 5, St. George.
Harper, this is authentic, man. This is the real deal. This is getting back to your roots. I mean, do you feel it, son?
I feel it's greasy.
In 2002, comedian George Lopez got a sitcom on ABC. And while it wasn't a ratings juggernaut or anything like that, it was pretty well received and lasted an impressive 120 episodes before getting canceled in 2007. In 2014, he got another shot, this time with the FX network. And this time his show, St. George, was given a 10-episode order and a guarantee of another 90 episodes should the initial run hit specific ratings numbers.
What kind of Mexican are you? You should have all kind of kids showing up out of nowhere with luggage.
Needless to say, those numbers weren't hit. Understandable given the 0% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and the 31% audience score. St. George maybe should have done a little praying to the patron saint of televisions, St. Clair of Assisi, to boost the ratings.
And let me tell you something. They're putting a chain link fence around this country. You should be concerned with that if you ever want to see your wife again.
Not really.
Number 4, Tucker.
This is gonna be so cool. I'll finally have someone to sleep on top of. Moving on.
If only they'd premiered the sitcom 11 months earlier, it would have never made our list. We're not saying it would have been a better show, just that 11 months earlier was 1999 and therefore it would have been ineligible. The show is about a young teen boy who moves in with his aunt and her family when his parents get divorced.
Poor things. I can't hug someone in this condition, especially not a relative.
The show was a pretty obvious attempt to cash in on the success of Malcolm in the Middle, which premiered earlier that year. However, unlike Malcolm, Tucker wasn't even close to as good, got half the ratings, and was canceled after airing only 4 episodes.
Even think about the consequences of your actions? Well, at least I have other kids that won't let me down. Oh, wait, I don't.
Number 3, Dads.
Are you kidding me? I don't want him here. It's bad enough he has to live with me.
2 successful guys have their world turned upside down when their dads move in with them, and hilarity ensues. That describes the Fox sitcom Dads. Well, everything except the part about the ensuing hilarity. Dads premiered in 2013 and starred a couple of well-known faces in the form of Seth Green and Giovanni Ribisi.
How could you invite him? Why would you do that?
I'll tell you why. Because 2 years ago, you blew an Indian food burp right in my face. And it's payback time.
Despite the stars, it was the unoriginal racist and stereotyped jokes that got most of the attention, and not in a good way, which in turn led to the show's 15 rating on Metacritic, which, as the site explains, equates to overwhelming dislike. The audience agreed, with ratings dropping 32% between the first and second episode, and the whole thing was over after 1 season.
Look at this. Wheat germ, Greek yogurt, skim milk. These are the things that are blocking my dessert wine.
Number 2, Shit My Dad Says.
What brings you to town, Henry?
I thought you and I could talk face to face.
Here's my face, talk.
If you ever thought creating a series based on a television commercial was a bad idea, it seems like genius thinking compared to this one. A sitcom based on a dude's Twitter account. That dude was Justin Halpern, and his Twitter account was a collection of quotes from his father.
Worst comes to worst, we get you a bike. It'll keep you in shape.
A bike? Take a look out that window. Does that look like Bangkok? I'm not getting on any bike.
On Twitter, in 140 character bursts, the feed was actually pretty funny. However, in long-form 20-plus minute episodes, it didn't work. The stunt casting of William Shatner as the obnoxious and opinionated father was intriguing, but the critics hammered the show and the ratings weren't good enough to get it a second season.
It says help wanted.
Help wanted. What do you know about that? It's as if they were willing to pay for somebody to help. Sounds like a job to me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Work It.
So I got a chance to look at your resume, and I have to say I'm intrigued. You sold Pontiacs?
Oh, yes. Believe it or not, that is my actual resume.
A couple of laid-off male auto workers decide that men are being adversely affected by the rough economy more than women. So naturally, they decide to dress up as females in order to get a job as pharmaceutical sales reps. Putting aside the cringe misogyny and complete lack of understanding of women's decades-long struggles for equality in the workplace, Work It simply is not funny.
Obviously.
See that game last night?
Thanks, Lee. But no amount of football talk is going to make this okay.
Multiple reviewers went so far as to question how the show ever even made it to air. The series premiered on January 3rd, 2012, and was canceled on the 13th. If you want some great 21st century Work It, let's all put our things down, flip it and reverse it with Missy Elliott.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Which of these awful sitcoms have you had the non-pleasure of watching? Let us know in the comments.
I better get that so I can put it back up on your... Uh-oh.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.